Something I've been thinking and reflecting a lot about lately is the difference between what is the initiation of a spark versus tending a flame. So, if you don't know already, I am, and I'll give you a moment. You can guess my sun sign. You can pause the video here if you want to guess and drop it in the comments. You can guess my sun sign, but I'm about to tell you. I'm an Aries. I'm an Aries and a Sagittarius rising. I will accept either two of those responses. But one thing about me is I have a whole lot of initiation energy. Like, I can start anything. I'm not scared to start stuff. Even when I am scared to start stuff, I'll do it anyways with a tear in my eye, but I'm still going to be brave and I'm still going to try. I literally just had this moment yesterday. I ended up having to be in charge and take the lead on something that honestly probably wasn't my job to do. But I was like, yes, I'm going to do it. And they're like, can you? They wanted me to speak, and I kept being, I always do this where I'm like, I don't think I want to. But then I do it anyways because I'm like, I'm not going to be scared and like not try and like not be a team member. And so I did the speaking bits. And something I have been afraid of, or what makes me nervous, is public speaking, like many people. But I was like, you know what? This is going to be great practice. And so I did it. And the first time I did it, I bombed. I mean, I didn't bomb. Everyone like complimented me. They're like, oh, you did better than you think you did. And I feel like when people, because I was like talking and then halfway through, my mind went blank. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous. I can't think right now. And so I admitted I was nervous because I'm like, I just feel like I need a second. I should have just taken a breath or five. Anyways, and then everyone's like, oh, you didn't do as bad as you think. You did great. And sometimes I feel like when you get a lot of compliments like that after a speech, it's because you were noticeably super nervous and it might not have been that good. Anyways, I'm an Aries. I have 3 planets in Aries. I'm a Sagittarius rising, born on a new moon. That's just a lot of like, I'm not scared to start stuff. I'm not scared to move. I'm not scared to start something new. But something in me, now that we are 5 years deep into the art journey, and I've tried a lot of different stuff. I've tried art shows, I've tried art walks, I've done classes, I've offered paint and sip classes, I have offered original pieces, I've done prints, I've put my prints on different things like mugs. I have started so many things. I started my website, I started my YouTube channel, all of this stuff. I start and I start and I start, and sometimes I feel like I don't stay along enough to see how much it could grow. So when I was reviewing and just reflecting on how the year's gone, that was kind of my word for the year. I kind of like to, around the new year, just more so pick a word, like what is the theme of this year? And this year for me is deepening. This year for me is editing things that aren't serving me and just really focus on tending to the things that I already have going. Because like I said, I'm not afraid to start something. I literally had 2 conversations with people, and I was like, oh, they were like, it would be cool. This is when I first got my art teaching or like art coaching job. And so I was talking to an art teacher, and he's like, it would be cool to have like a class. Like, we could, like not like a public school class, but like a community education class where people could sign up and come and we could like teach them a drawing class or whatever it was. I was like, yeah, I love that idea. We should totally do that, or you should totally do that, or I should, or whatever. I don't know if we're doing it together or if you're doing it or I'm doing it. Literally a week later, I found a room to do it in. I advertised and I was like, yeah, I just started teaching classes. And the annoying thing is like, it takes a lot of energy and it can be a little bit like time consuming to start brand new things because you have to figure so many things out in order to do something new. Just like starting a YouTube channel, it's like you have to figure out how to film, you have to figure out how to post your videos, you have to figure out how to like do the description and the thumbnail and all this stuff. But for me, I'm like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just start. Like, why are we even talking about this anymore? Why haven't we like made an action plan and just jumped in? So this year I am going to be reflecting on what's working and what do I want to deepen. And one of those things is YouTube. It's my goal to have a portion of my income coming from YouTube AdSense. So just like building that relationship and connection with you guys and that community around art. I feel like though, like we need a common enemy. There's nothing that brings people together more than like a common enemy. So we'll be thinking about that. Like for me, I hate it when people are like, art needs to look a certain way, or art needs to be taught a certain way, or you can't be an artist without a degree. You need to go to school for art. Or like when people try to tell me what art should look like. So that could be something. Um, anyways, initiation versus the spark versus the flame. And that's what I've been reflecting on. I am so good at being the spark. I'm going to be the flame. I'm going to feed the flame. I'm going to be this fiery energy that's also kind of contained, if that makes sense. Not like suffocating contained, but just that constant glow. So, YouTube, working on my website, and I think mostly those do, and just working on series. So, deepening the meaning of my series, deepening my skill and ability level, and just deepening that connection with you guys. So, I don't know. That I always get kind of deep on these, and I want to leave them a little bit lighthearted because I am very spiritual and deep, but I'm also like want to laugh and have a good time and just BS around with people. So I want to bring, that is the thing I'll be deepening on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to bring more of me into the picture and less of that, leave behind that fear. And I realize it's not the fear of being seen necessarily, a little bit. We don't always want to be the center of attention, but I'm trying to like lean into that and be like, yes, I do. Of course I do. Why wouldn't you guys want to all look at me? um, but also that fear of being misunderstood. And that could be a topic for another video another time, because this one's getting a little bit long. But that idea of, you know, editing myself down so much that I end up just being kind of like water, because really everybody needs water, but no one's like excited about drinking water. It's just like you, unless you're really thirsty. But yeah, that's the goal. I'm a flame. I'm feeding the flame, I'm feeding the fire, and she's gonna grow richer and richer and more magnetic this year, 2026. I'm gonna tell you what, I gained 80 followers this year. Maybe I can double it, 160 by next year. I don't know. But all I do know is eventually that momentum takes off and y'all will be on board. So, once again, my name is Jessica Darling. This is my studio. I'm just going to leave that thought there to reflect on. See you guys next week.